What's going on YouTube? Cloverbells here, back with another Scarlet Violet video, and today we're doing another collaboration series video, and I've got Andrew with me today, and Andrew's got for us a super cool Basculegion team. Unlike the ones that have been running around on ladder, this is a very different Basculegion team. It's got all sorts of fun options and fun tools. Yes, that is a Farigiraf, which is something I've been meaning to use for a while, and now we have it here on the channel in a very unique team. So Andrew, would you like to say hello to our viewers first and tell us a little bit about your VGC background?
How's it going? My name is Andrew. I've got a YouTube channel, Andy Bakes, where I have 2 cooking videos. Hopefully get up to 3 this week. But I started playing VGC in Series 12. I don't have a cartridge, so I'm all on Showdown. Username Slow Homie. And I feel like I've just been, grinding away, picking it up. And recently with this team, I was able to hit top 20 on Showdown ladder at 1900 plus. So I feel like that was a pretty big accomplishment, especially this close to Worlds. I ran into a lot of top players while testing. This team just felt really good. I feel like my development as a player has just risen with this team, and it feels to me so good. Seems like one of the best teams out there. I know that's pretty dramatic to say that, but its first week in use, it's already been used to top cut tours, being used in player draft leagues. It's hitting the top of the ladder, and so I really think that this is a really potent team, and I'm really excited to be able to share it with everyone.
Absolutely. It's already been featured, I think, once already on Neil, and it's only a matter of time before Aaron Cybertron Zhang gets a whiff of it and uses it himself on ladder. We can always, yeah, absolutely. We can always relate to Andrew, right? Because he himself cannot enter tours just like us, but we've been able to, create teams, and then others have been able to use it and top cut and either win tournaments, and Andrew's in that same boat. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a while since we had a collab video, so hopefully we get some nice wins here with this Basculegion, Adaptability Basculegion, might I add, right, Andrew?
Yeah, it does damage, and basically adaptability is key because it allows you to operate inside and outside of Trick Room. If you're doing Swift Swim, Rain in Trick Room doesn't really work. Also, it allows you to basically hold a Life Orb and an Assault Vest at the same time, which I feel is key to the whole success of the team.
Exactly, and that is why it does have the Assault Vest as opposed to the Life Orb. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, Andrew's going to call all the shots. I'm just going to click the shiny buttons. So without wasting any further time, let's just go straight into the ranked battles. All right, we got Joe Violet, and he also has a Farigiraf with Kleavor and Ursaluna there, and Maushold. Ooh, that's something we haven't seen in a while. All right, so Andrew, what are you thinking here?
Okay, so right off the bat, usually with this team, you like Trick Room when your opponent has no speed control or tailwind. But with Trick Room, you actually don't really like being in that mode a lot. So I think we want to do something to try and stop that. Also, Intimidate looks good here. Usually into the Trick Room Cresselia Ursaluna stuff, I lead usually Landorus Tornadus with hands and the fish in the back. But here maybe, it's hard to know without their Tera type, but maybe if we lead hands plus Landorus, we could just sort of take out the Trick Room setter turn 1. And then maybe in the back we could have the fish, and then what looks good here? You don't get a lot out of taunt, but you get some really good spread damage. How about let's go with Urshifu? I think that's probably maybe our best bet here.
This guy has so many fighting and dark weaknesses, it's not even funny. It's almost like he's forced to turn in front of Urshifu. Look at this. How many fighting weaknesses he's got? He's got 4.
Yeah, close combat's going to go hard here. Also, one thing to note with the team is that because we got close combat on the attack boosting hands, we feel like you don't really need an attacking fighting move on the Urshifu. So it just got Wicked Blow, Sucker Punch, and Swords Dance, which is really nice in a lot of situations.
Oh, I can imagine already. Swords Dance Urshifu has always been an interesting move to click depending on the scenario here. So let's see if they do lead a Trick Room setter, and it is going to be Farigiraf and the Ursaluna turn 1.
Okay.
So we get a free Intimidate right off the bat.
Right. Let's see. I think maybe what we want to do here, I don't know if they're going to Tera, but, this is where you check for that. But I think if we just close combat the Farigiraf and you turn out, so that way we can reset with another Intimidate on the Ursaluna there.
Sounds good to me. So you want to close combat this stop, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and we might even see the Protect on your Ursaluna, but I mean, there it is.
There it is.
Turn 1.
Right, and for Ursaluna games, they're a lot more positional. A lot of times with this team, you can just sort of click buttons. But normally with the Cresselia Ursaluna stuff, you want to position it around, force their Tera out, because they can Tera Ghost on a close combat or, a lot of that. But here, let's see. How about we switch in for the Urshifu here?
Yeah, sounds good to me. And this is the whole idea. Sometimes you have to... The Protect turn 1 in the Ursaluna is very predictable, and your opponent can kind of just read into it, just like what we did here. If I were in, I would have just been aggressive.
Let's go. Right.
All right. So,
and the Urshifu allows you to really be aggressive with this team. A lot of Trick Room teams have a hard time, getting the KOs they need in Trick Room or in Tailwind, but, turning off Protect just makes things so ridiculous here.
Absolutely. And remember, this Ursaluna is stuck here with a -1. And is that me, or there is no Flame Orb on that Ursaluna? There is. Okay. So here's the other one.
Any idea what a common Tera type is on Oranguru? Because I kind of just want to Wicked Blow in close combat or that Oranguru. Don't let him get Trick Room.
Maybe like Tera Fairy, if anything, but I don't know.
I mean, that would be bad. We could Wild Charge and Wicked Blow for sort of a mid ground.
Okay, sounds good to me.
And after close combat, Hands is a bit iffy, but most of everything on the team can live one hit from an Ursaluna as long as you have a single Intimidate. So that's really pretty clutch.
Alright, so we'll just double in the Oranguru and see what he does here. So there is no Tera. Alright, so this is just a one-shot here, so this Wild Charge is actually not going to do anything.
Oh no. Yeah, that happens.
Well, the Ursaluna is trapped here now with a -1, so that's the benefit here.
Right. We're not trapped with the Ursaluna, the Ursaluna is trapped with us.
Yeah,
so.
not a whole... Oh, that's perfect. Not even like a huge punishment here. The Iron Hands actually just lives, so that's also very nice.
Right, that's at -1 for both of them, so.
Honestly, I don't know what else he does. Oh, it's Baxcalibur.
Okay, who do we have in the back? We've got
Landorus.
Fish and Landorus.
If you wanna...
I think maybe if we just detect and swap in the Landorus, that way we can reset our Fake Out and just get another Intimidate off.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what I was going to do as well. This way, Ursaluna's -2, Landorus, Bax is -1. Playing the safe game here, even if the Landorus goes down here to a nice move, it's not really like the end of the world, because then we can just reset.
Right.
Yeah, and getting this damage mitigation is just, just playing the safe route here. So we'll see what he does. But, everything is taking quite a bit of damage reduction here. So here comes the Landorus. We are going to get the Intimidate off. -2 on the Urs, and then -1 on the Bax, like we said. Okay. And there is still no Tera type going on until now. Okay.
Okay, what do we got here?
This has to be Baxcalibur. Oh, it's the Ursaluna. Okay. This, and it is Tera Normal. So this looks like Tera Normal Facade at -2.
Yep.
All right.
I think we'll live it if they hit the Lando. Obviously, we live it if they hit him to protect.
Absolutely. All right, and the Ice Shard going into the Lando.
Okay.
We actually live.
Let's go.
Oh my goodness. All right. What's our speed on this Landorus?
It is like 214, so I mean, it should outspeed anything out here.
Okay.
For sure, it's Choice Scarf. I kind of just want to Rock Slide, and then who are you thinking to Wicked Blow? Baxcalibur, Ursaluna, who's seeming a little more threatening here?
Well, we can always just play for the endgame that Basculegion can beat the Ursaluna. He already Terra'd, technically.
Right, yeah, so maybe let's Wicked Blow the Bax, and then just go for Rock Slide here.
Sure, this sounds good to me. All right, if he protects, great.
Right.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, he protected the wrong one.
Wrong slot.
All right. So Landorus is going to hopefully connect here on this Rock Slide.
Let's go.
All we need is a little bit of chip. All right. And we do get that chip, so that's all we really need. The Urshifu should be able to just simply outspeed and just knock this thing out. This is black. Oh, it does live. Ooh, that's a very
bulky Baxcalibur.
But we get the flinch because we have a Kleavor icon on our channel.
There you go. I mean, we joke about it all the time, but it's just spread Fake Out with that Rock Slide.
So I'm just going to do the
let's
same
run
thing
it back.
again.
Same thing again.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Oh, here's the other. Oh, there is the Ice Shard. Okay.
Okay.
I mean, that's fine.
I mean, watch. I bet this Urshifu is going to live that Facade. I mean, at -2, it's even with the Tera. I think we're going to be pretty safe there.
It should. Intimidate is very crippling. And this is a battle where you're probably going to see just how crippling it is. So here it is. Facade at -2. Can it do 75%?
Ooh.
Yeah, all right. About 75%.
I mean, nice try there.
Yeah, it's a good move. All right, but now
Okay.
you can bring in the fake out and then just smash him and end it here. What do you want to do?
Yeah. Let's do that. I mean,
Yeah.
why not? We'll save the fish. It's funny how many games you just don't even bring it because you clear through with the other 3 mons, but I'm sure we'll get to see the fish come out later.
You want to make the funny gamer playing swords dance in his face with the fake out?
Ooh, I mean, yeah, let's go for it. You always go for the funny gamer play.
Why is Alright, I think he just quits here, but alright, here we go.
Oh no, I guess we'll have to knock him into next Tuesday.
Alright, here we go.
The +2 Wicked Blow.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, you can always, this is just to ensure it, right? But in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't matter. But hey, look, fake out chip, burn chip, might as well.
Adding
Right,
up,
here we
and that Swords Dance is really useful into like bulky screens type compositions where you just need to plow through. But it's also really good if sort of ends game. If you have a situation, there we go. But if you can set up a Swords Dance, you're taking out the Flutters with a Sucker Punch. So that's...
Alright, we got Hisuian-Electrode with almost a mirror. Not, well, actually.
Right.
There's an Annihilate there.
Okay. So, I think I saw this team on Cybertron, they got the Bullet Seed shenanigans into the Annihilape. I think if we go here, if we go with Landorus Tornadus, with the fish in the back, and then the Iron Hands, I think that gives us the tools whether they go Cresselia or if they go with the Electrode, we can throw up a tailwind and get off a nice chunk of damage, maybe Flying Tera Blast, and start KOing some things here.
Yeah, I actually missed this one if it was on Aaron Zane. I know he did feature an Electrode team. I don't know if it was this one. But
right, might have been a different one.
Cool, but I didn't consider the Bullet Seed Annihilate shenanigans. That sounds actually kind of funny.
Yeah, because without a Scarf, you can outspeed the Scarf Annihilate with the Hisuian-Electrode there.
I see. All right. Well, he's got Crest. He's got Iron Hands, Heatran, Ursaluna. Those are 4 standard mons. Then there's an Electrode and an Annihilate combination here. So we'll see what Davide has cooking up here. And see if we can get some action from our fish friend.
Let's go. Got to get him some KOs.
Yeah, this almost looks like another Cresselia plus homie lead. But I want to see him bring the Electrode. Let's see if he does it. Davide brings out Annihilape and Crest. Alright, so there's Crest and there's Annihilape. Okay.
Ooh, could it be a Final Gambit on the Annihilate there?
Oh shoot, we just intimidated the uh-oh.
Idle Spirit, okay.
No. Well,
yeah.
He
Oh no, it is. Okay.
Defiant.
I'm pretty reckless around the Defiant, which can be bad times into King Gambit. I'm sort of thinking here, if we taunt the Cresselia and maybe swap out the Landorus into the fish, just in case they have any sort of close combat or Final Gambit into that slot.
Sounds good.
I know
to
that's
me,
a bit
man.
risky.
It is, but we kind of have to almost make this play. I thought we could like Flying Tera Blast that Annihilape into next week, but we don't actually have that option. So.
Oh, true.
Could have you turned into the Crest as well, a little bit of chip.
Yeah, that's another common one I do into the Cresselia leads for sure.
Yeah, but this works out, I guess. All right, so we're gonna hard swap the Landorus here, and get in the fish, and hopefully he doesn't click the Ghost move. That would be very bad if he clicked the Ghost move.
That would be bad.
Okay, but we're gonna make a risk here. But his fighting move, we resist his fighting moves. I don't know if he wants to click a fighting move, but we'll see. It's Final Gambit shenanigans. Trick Room, Final Gambit into your Trick Room Sweeper. Sounds like an idea to me. Alright, it is Mental Alert. Ooh, the U-turn!
Okay.
That's very interesting. Is this Ursaluna? I guess.
Okay, this is fun because right here we're not the most defensive team, but into this matchup we do have quite the defensive synergy, baiting facades into a ghost type, baiting ground moves into a flying type. So we get to have a little bit of fun over here.
The thing is, if he brings out the Ursaluna, we can just intimidate it again, right, with the Landers. That's what I'm thinking.
Right.
If he does bring it out, or this could be Heatran, we'll see what he does. He's thinking.
Yeah.
Alright. Thinking hard.
With OTS, this is a little bit less of an issue, but you really want to taunt that Cresselia again, just in case they have Helping Hand, because the Helping Hand allows them to get around that Intimidate. So if we can... Oh, interesting.
it's fine by me, honestly. All right. Trick Room.
Right.
All right.
Okay, how are we feeling today? Let's see. I sort of want to here, I know this sounds like a weird play, but if we protect and then we switch out into the Iron Hands, maybe.
Okay. To our own Iron Hands. And what is the reasoning here?
Just so that way, because if we switch in the Tornadus here and then they Volt switch out, we don't have a chance to Intimidate, so we sort of save that Intimidate, and also save dying to a Wild Charge.
Okay.
And
right.
they might Wild Charge into the Basculegion there, so that's why I didn't want to, I figure, safe swap. But
fair enough.
sometimes I like to play it aggressive and just, stay on the field in the face of the Iron Hands, thinking, they won't think I'm stupid enough to do that, but not quite ready for that yet.
And the cool thing is now we get to show off the plus attack nature of the Iron Hands here.
Oh,
Potentially, because
you often can OHKO Rillabooms and Terragrass Heatrans with that close combat. It's amazing how much of a difference that plus attack is on there.
Okay. Took some damage there.
So let's see. How many turns of Trick Room do we have left?
We got 3 turns. Are you thinking of a swap from Tornadus here?
Right. I mean, I think we pretty safe swap into the Landorus, and then maybe just a Wild Charge into the Cress if we're feeling safe, or a close combat into the Iron Hands on the swap if we're feeling cheeky.
Well, either way, you can always just heal it back, right? So
okay.
It's tricky.
Let's just Wild Charge the Crest. That's always it's a safer option.
Let's get some damage on here, just in case he wants to Wild Charge our own Tornadus here. All right. And now we can also scout if that Crest has Protect, but they very rarely do have it, so we'll see.
Right.
Alright, so we get Intimidate off Iron Hands, -1 now. And there is a Drain Punch. Okay, did some damage there.
A little bit. We're starting to pick some up. And then we'll get a little bit off the recoil, but decent chip into Cresselia.
Yes. And this is probably another Move Blast. This might be able to pick up here. Ooh, we live.
Okay.
Alright.
Here, the way they're playing this, I sort of want to U-turn off the Crest and then maybe a Detect here with the Iron Hands.
Ooh. Okay, sounds good to me. We get to stall another potential turn of the Trick Room. And in Trick Room, we're going last here, so we get the last say here.
Right, yeah, and if we can sort of position it to where we get a chance to taunt that Cresselia right after Trick Room, I think we'll be in a good spot and we can start playing a little more aggressive and picking up some KOs.
Alright, so there is the Drain Punch going to our own Iron Hands. They're trying to pick up the KO, but not going to happen today because we revealed Detect. There is the Lunar Blessing like we thought. He's going to get a little bit of recovery here. Actually, almost all of it. Yep. But here's the U-turn. It's good damage there.
Okay. Let's see.
Alright. We can always Protect and Taunt. What do you want to do here?
Yeah, let's get the Tornadus out here.
Okay.
And then
Iron Hands is at its limit here.
Right, Protect and then swap into the Landorus. And I think that gets us out of TR, right?
I believe this is his last turn. Yep, it is.
Okay. And then we should be in a good spot to taunt. Also, that Tornadus should be able to live a Wild Charge at this point. So, we're okay to throw a taunt out there and be able to eat that. So.
Yep. Again, it's just all about playing this positional game, folks. This is how you're able to stall Trick Room, even though you don't have Trick Room on your side, right? This is it.
Right.
Pivot and positioning. The classic VGC fundamental skill. All right, here we go.
As much fun as clicking buttons is, sometimes it's a little fun to do a bit of this to revolving door Pokemon.
Because the idea here is you have the speed control here if you're there, if you're our opponent, but he's -2. So how much damage is he really doing? Not a whole lot. All right, so here's the Protect on the Tornadus. And this is our last turn of Trick Room, and he is going for the Wild Charge into the protected slot.
So let's go.
All right. And now there is a Moonblast coming out here into our Landorus, but we take it relatively well. All right, Trick Room is over.
Okay, I guess our options are to taunt would be the safe play, and then we could U-turn, or if we're feeling cheeky, we could just Bleak Wind. Do you think we could pick up with Bleak Wind, Terra Flying? Maybe not. That's a little too risky.
I don't think so.
BO3, that's a nice game 2, game 3 play. So how about actually, why don't we taunt and then EQ? I know that's not doing anything to the Cresselia, but I think we might get some good damage on hands with that.
I think so too. And he might be forced to switch here because he's -2. What is he doing? Not a whole lot here. Well, we'll see if he stays in with the Iron Hands. Oh, he draws the Cress. Probably to the Annihilate here, I would imagine. The Ursaluna. Hey, I'll take some free Earthquake damage on that thing.
Right. Yeah.
No Trick Room.
That's nice right there.
Okay. All right. Oh, double swap. Okay.
Into the Annihilate.
Yeah. So now we know all his options. All right. So this is do some damage here. So we get to taunt that thing, so he can't protect now. At least if he has it.
Right. Bit of a sitting duck right there.
All right. And here is the free Earthquake damage. A little bit of chip. Oh, that's cool.
Ooh, that's
pretty
nice.
good. All right, but he is burned now. But now, again, we have Bleak Wind Storm pressure on this Annihilate.
Right, yeah. I mean, if we Bleak Wind EQ here, I think we can start picking some stuff up. If we need that extra bit of damage, we could Tera, but I don't know if we want to save that.
I know what? This Ursaluna will survive. But
you know what?
He can always protect.
Terrifying EQ.
Okay.
Let's go for it.
Might as
Full
well.
send.
It's
80% of the time it works 100% of the time.
Listen, it's a showcase. We gotta show it off. Failure or success. This is what I thought he would do. Okay. He's going into the Cresselia here. Yep, exactly. But
the Terraflying Sky Plate damage is just so good.
Still, oh wait, that's us. I was gonna say.
Okay.
Yeah, this is still gonna do like good damage. All we need to do is utilize our Kleavor luck. We have a 1.5% boost in accuracy because we have Kleavor luck, and then we need to pick up the KO.
Right.
Okay. Oh boy, Rage Fist. That shouldn't do a whole lot here. Oh my god, that actually did a lot.
Oh, there we go. We live it. Let's go.
Okay, so we got some Earthquake damage here. Okay, so this will do a little bit more chip. Okay. Oh, HP. Oh man, that could have potentially picked up. Alright, what is this doing? Oh, that should have picked up the Cress. Okay. We could have picked up the Cress.
Oh, we could have. We would have if it was a single target there.
What's our EVs on our Landorus?
Oh, golly. It's like 116 plus attack.
Almost.
And then
that's
the speed we need.
Okay. So he's got his fake out pressure again.
Right. I imagine he's going for fake out. Right. Honestly, I think this is
you can only
tough.
fake out one though.
That's true, but the Crest is the only one that can. I think we want to. Let's go with a Bleak Wind and then swap out the Landorus so we can bring that back in. You know, and if he doesn't fake us out, then we just get the KO. If not, you know, that's not a lot of damage. Sort of sack the Iron Hands here.
Okay. Sounds good to me. We'll see if this ends up being the correct call.
Let's see. Ah, we were so close with that little damage, but we're still in this.
All right. Here comes Iron Hands. He can have it if he wants. All right. Goes for the fake out. Okay. And he will reset his Trick Room. So he was willing to give us the Iron Hands if we had the Landorus back in. Okay. So Trick Room is back up.
Can you see if the Tornadus is intimidated? If their Iron Hands is intimidated there?
It isn't because it came in when our Landorus came in.
Okay, how about we fake that out and click Bleak Wind here?
Sounds good to me. He will click that Lunar Blessing.
Right.
Okay, but do you want to fake out the Iron Hands?
I think so. Just so we keep the Torn.
Yeah, because. You know, we can still potentially pick up this Crest here, even after the Lunar Blast. He goes for the Moonblast.
Okay, there we go.
Wow.
We just picked that up right there.
We just have to hit. You think we hit? Survey says.
Fingers crossed. Kleavor luck.
Kleavor luck. We missed something. Oh, that was the one.
Wrong bomb right there.
All right.
No, that's not too bad.
That's still decent
right
damage.
There.
Okay. Oh man, we made him faster.
Let's go.
It's tough.
How many turns of Trick Room are left? Can we see right here or no?
No, I can't see here. But
okay. we go Basculegion here, and then we swap out into the Landorus on one of our
Aqua Jet.
slots.
Aqua Jet pressure.
That's true.
We could
Actually,
kill
Aqua
the
Jet could
Cress.
pick up.
You could kill the Crest and then let the Landers do the job. Up to you how you want to play this.
How about
3 turns.
let's swap the Tornadus for the Landorus and then Aqua Jet into the Crest, see if we can pick it up.
Yeah, hopefully we can live. Are we bulky on this thing?
Yeah, it's almost max defense on the Basculegion. So with an Intimidate, we will have that wild charge for sure. Guaranteed.
Alright, so the goal here is to try and survive here and trap this Iron Hands with a -1 Intimidate. Right, if we can pick up this Cresselia here, that is the goal.
Right.
So Basculegion, do your job here. We do get the Aqua Jet off. The fish!
Okay. Let's
That's
go.
done his job. Alright, now, what does the Iron Hands do here? Did he go for Wild Charge? Oh, he picked the right target.
Right
But we
target.
live.
Okay.
Alright. The fish did its job, at least momentarily. Alright,
Right.
there is the Ursaluna yet again. Okay. Now here's the thing. We're very low. The Tornadus is still in the back. There is still 2 turns, I believe. Yeah.
2 turns. Okay.
Yeah, that's,
What can we do?
No
They've
protect
got a
on these
pretty
mobs.
wild charge. Right. It does get a little bit tricky in the end game here. But if we, I wonder if we
I think it's
Aqua Jet with the Iron Hands, and then you turn off of it.
Okay. I think this was. You want to turn into the Iron Hands or?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we have to like try for this play. This is like our only shot. All right, let's see if he protects. I think he just protects. Let's see. Uh oh. He had his Terra.
Here.
Ooh. Okay. Yep.
Okay, you can't win them all. This team, although as many surprising techs as we have on it, I do really like having the open team sheets. I feel like it benefits us a lot more than it benefits the opponents.
Of course.
As weird as that is to say.
The one difference maker was the
Was that
Annihilate
sliver of health
living.
on the
Yes. Because then the Cresselia dies there. Alright, but I think this is just actually just straight up facade here. Yeah, that should just KO. Alright. So we only have one option left. We protect and then we have to get the biggest crit on the face of the planet.
the biggest crit of our life. I think the damage will be enough for the Landorus. The Iron Hands will be tricky, especially assuming it's a AV, but we'll see what we can do here. If we can get a Lando sweep in at the end.
I think we pick up the Iron Hands. I'm going to be honest. I think we do. It's just the Ursaluna. I think this is our best play. We have to protect anyway.
Right.
Get a little bit more burn chip damage.
What were the... Oh, okay, I was about to ask what the other 2 mons were, but we already got the Annihilape and the Crest, so...
Yeah, this is it. It's all on Tornadus for the... And we have to connect. The miss hurt. Yeah, not picking up the KO and the miss hurt. That's the whole idea with Bleak Windstorm. All right.
Right. And the nice thing about this Tornadus spread is you do so much damage that oftentimes you don't... It doesn't hurt you that much when you miss. Double misses do hurt usually. But, it's one of those things to where you're doing 40% to bulky Flutter Mains.
Okay.
That chip is so valuable.
My question here is, I didn't check. Are we modest?
We are modest. Modest 156. So, plus Sky Plate.
It's close. Plus Sky Plate, stab, torn.
Right.
Connect. We do connect.
Let's go.
Is this enough? Is it enough? It's enough.
No, what a baby.
Oh man, this guy right now is going, no, I lost the Sky Plate Tornadus Leak Windstorm.
We gotta be salty about that one.
Whew. Alright, so even with the miss, and even with the survival slither, Sky Plate Tornadus picks up against Davi.
Let's go.
Man. Alright, we ran into little Timmy here with Glastrier, Skeledirge, Grimmsnarl, Galarian-Articuno, and another Farigiraf.
Okay.
Alright, man.
Well, let's...
There's competitive on that Articuno, just remember.
Right. It's competitive on there. So normally I don't lead Basculegion, but I just want to do some hard damage. So I kind of want to lead maybe Basculegion Iron Hands or Urshifu Iron Hands. What do you think? Because I think our goal is to KO the Trick Room Setter if we can.
I think he leads Grimmsnarl plus Trick Room Setter.
Okay. I bet they Tera on it. Let's see.
Glastrier in the back is also a thing, but I mean, I think we need the Urshifu in the end game either way. There's just too many things that die to it.
Let's lead if we do Tornadus and Iron Hands, and then if we have Urshifu and the fish in the back, maybe.
Ursh and the fish. Sounds good to me.
And
yeah, we don't bring the
the
other
spicy teams.
If he leads the Farigiraf, we could have just clicked Imprison Trick him, but we'll see.
Right.
I don't think he brings it.
Right. As good as the Imprisoned Trick Room Farigirafs are, I really like the Nasty Plot. I guess we didn't get to showcase it in this game, but the games where you can click, fake out Trick Room turn 1 and then just start deleting things with hands and setting up a Nasty Plot, it's just so devastating. At our first 100 games, we had an 88% win rate against Jin Pal and Urshifu.
This is exactly the lead I thought he would do. Grimmsnarl plus Trick Room Setter, in other words, the Articuno.
Hey, do you think he bought the Farigiraf in the back? Because I kind of want to fake out the Articuno and taunt it.
I think he brought Iron Hands and Glastrier in the back.
Right. So let's go for the fake out taunt. And if he swaps in that Farigiraf, they just didn't bring enough damage into us, so I don't feel bad about that play.
You were taunting the Articuno?
Yeah, right?
We have to, right? Yeah. Because we can't taunt the Grimmsnarl. It's a dark type.
Right. Yeah.
Are we do you want to fake out the Articuno?
Fake out the Articuno just in case it's Mental Herb.
Okay.
So.
Let's see. Oh boy.
Okay.
Alright,
well,
so.
Nothing off here.
Alright, fake out. Bing! Alright, are we getting screens here or are we getting Spirit Break? Alright, well, after all the priority moves settle, let's see. And it is just a Reflect. Okay.
Okay. Don't know if it's Mental Herb here. I kind of want to be greedy by taunting it and wild charging. I don't know if that's if that's a little too much.
I think you have to go for it. Well, see, he just saw that we taunted, right?
Right, yeah. I mean, if we really greedy, we go for the Bleak Wind and wild charge. So maybe let's go for that.
I mean, he's probably going to click Light Screen, but I think we have to do it. I think this thing survives, by the way.
Articuno is pretty bulky. That's something else our team group has been cooking up.
There's the Light Screen. Okay.
Is there a Trick Room is the question.
Articuno is bulky. It is a decent mod. Okay, don't reduce the speed, otherwise it's going to get a boost, by the way. Okay, we do...
Oh, I hate it when that.
Okay, we got him.
Well, no more Articuno.
Yeah, that could have been interesting.
Right.
Alright, so no Trick Room.
Okay, what do we get next?
He does have his screens up.
That's true.
Alright, but what comes in is the question.
Right. Because other than that Grimmsnarl, Urshifu seems like it deals pretty well with everything.
Exactly. It'll ignore these screens.
Right.
So it all just happens to be what comes in. It's a Skeledirge. Alright, no terrestrialization yet. I would imagine that's Terra Fairy, by the way, so.
Right. Maybe what we do here is if we Bleak Wind Storm and then CC the Grimmsnarl just to get rid of it. Just so we can avoid any shenanigans.
It's gonna be close. Okay, we missed. That's the one we needed to hit.
Okay.
Alright.
Big trust. Booster close combat.
Nah, it's gonna be... Oh, we got the crit, the Kleavor look!
There we go. I told you to pick up.
Oh, oh man. Alright, he didn't tear it either. It's Torch Song. Oh, that's gonna do a lot now. Well, after this one. Ouch.
I mean, that's a little bit of damage right there.
There's a little bit of damage, but this is still more Bleak Wind. There's the Glastrier.
Okay, that one's gotta Tera, right?
It has to. I don't imagine.
Let's Bleak Wind and Wild Charge the Skeledirge, just to see where we're at there. I feel like we can pick something up, and then we got strength in numbers.
I just want you to know, if that thing picks up this Tornadus and gets a +1 boost, we're in trouble.
I mean, on the edge.
He has no speed control. We'll do it. We just bring in Ursh and we click close combat. But here's the Terastallization coming out. This is definitely Glastrier, without a doubt. Show me Terrafire so Basculegion can pick up. Terrafire?
Oh yeah, let's go.
Terra goes.
No, that's okay. We'll pick up with the last respects thumbnail on right there.
Oh bro, I mean, listen, we got Urshifu for that anyway. Okay, Bleak Wind Storm. some damage. All right.
I mean, their team is built to snowball. They've got with the Torch Song and
Oh, bro.
the Chilling
Slack
Reign.
off? If he's smart, he should slack off. Heat Wave! Uh-oh.
Okay, we like the KOs. That
Yes.
lets us get into our mons.
Yes. Icicle Crash, he missed! The Kleavor luck.
Let's go. Okay.
Just KO this thing. Actually, is it enough? I think we need to... Well, we have black glasses, right?
Right. I think we bring out the Urshifu first,
Yeah.
and then the Basculegion.
And he already uses Tera, so...
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we just Wicked Blow into the Skeledirge, and then
Just whatever
maybe
here.
Protect.
I think so. Protect here.
Just so
That's
we can
it.
deny them that +2.
It's over. Urshifu invalidating Grimmsnarl screens. No speed control, no Trick Room going up. And now you see why it's so important.
Right.
Alright. So we'll protect here. Here's the Wicked Blow. We'll punch this thing.
Okay.
Alright, and now what does the
Yeah,
Glastrier
okay.
do? Not a whole lot. Icicle Crash. There it is.
There it is. Okay.
Alright.
Okay. I mean, we should just Wicked Blow and Bleak Wind.
Oh, it's
Just gotta do
leftovers.
the kind thing. Okay.
It's leftovers. I missed that. Reflect wore off. Not that it would have mattered, but
Right.
alright. So we'll just Bleak Wind and show him the power. Is this Tera Fairy? Oh, it is.
Terra Poison now.
Terra Poison,
And I mean, that was something when you're into those Grimmsnarl teams that you sort of need to conserve. You just always got to be careful when they've got a Flutter Mane or a Grimmsnarl. You really want to be careful with that Terra just because any fairy damage takes Urshifu out so quickly.
Absolutely. And you want to preserve this thing as much as possible. Remember, the Urshifu Rapid Strike has been the popular one, but finally, Single Strike gets its time in the sun.
I legit think it's the best mon in the entire format. It's just so good. It's ridiculous.
But what does it do to Salamence?
That's the tricky part. That's why we have 5 other mons on the team.
How?
Oh, bulky Glastrier.
What the? Okay, we pick up anyway.
Okay, there we go.
Tornadus, the hero of Game 2, ends up
Right.
cleaning it up in Game 3. Alright. The fish did a couple of things, but
Right, yeah.
it was the
It got some
Tornadus.
action.
It did. Alright, folks, that was a very entertaining 3 games, and now we're going to transition here into the Pokepaste section of the video, where Andrew is going to tell us all about the team construction and how he came up with the squad in the first place, and he'll also enlighten us with his EV spread selection for these mons. So Andrew, thanks for joining us on the channel. How did you build the team mon by mon?
Okay, so we actually have to start back in Series 1 for this one with my friends Apocalyptic and Henkake. They're the creators of the OG team, and the original version of the team back then was a Farigiraf, a Pelipper, a Sheer Force, a Titan, a Dreadnought, a Houndstone, a Fluffy Houndstone, and a King Gambit. And they got that up to 2000s on Showdown Ladder, and it was just the craziest team. So when it came to Reg D, they decided that they had some good new tools, and they wanted to create an updated version. Farigiraf stays here. Tornadus takes the place of the Pelipper. And then really what was great about Series D is that Basculegion sort of takes the role of that Houndstone and the Titan and the Dreadnought. You get all that damage, you get Lost Respects, you get Water, you get Bulk, you get the adaptability versus the sheer force, and so it just did so much damage, which really allowed us to throw a hands on the team. Urshifu was the last mon on the team, but you can swap almost anything into that slot, sort of replaces the King Gambit, and then the Landorus rounds things out nicely for your fast mode. So this is really just an evolution of that team. I'm sort of the spokesman, just out here sharing the good word. So, but the spreads on this are impeccable, and all of these mons aren't that rare individually, but I think it's the way they come together that makes this a real special team.
Absolutely. Like, if you just look at the squad, like, okay, look, we got the double genie combo with Tornadus Landorus, right? Then from here, Adaptability Basculegion, as opposed to like Rain Dance with, Swift Swim. You don't need double speed. You're gonna outspeed everything anyway with just
Right.
like one tailwind. So might as well just go for more damage, and then you don't need the life orb necessarily, right? You have adaptability, so now you can just go for more bulk with the assault vest, right? So that was the cool thing about it. So in terms of like, the rest of the team, you got Fake Out, you got something for Trick Room and the Farigiraf, and the Urshifu just comes in and breaks things, and that's a job on the team, right? A breaker. So so let's talk about EV spreads here. So let's start here with Tornadus. What does this do?
The short answer to that is damage. But the first thing that it does is it survives a Mystic Water Surging Strike always.
Yes.
If they Tera Water, you just can't EV against that, but it's got that bulk to where, it's going to live a hit. And so that's something about all the mons on this team is they're surprisingly bulky. But other than that, the 156 special attack plus the Bleak Wind, people try and swap in an Amoonguss, and people don't think you're going to click these Bleak Winds, but anytime you can click Bleak Wind, you're picking up 30-40% on every mon. When you Tera Flying, you 2-hit KO Fluttermanes. So it's really surprising, but it just adds a whole other dimension to the team where the Tornadus isn't sitting on the field feeling passive. If they give you chances to click Bleak Wind, you can just win games off of it while they switch around trying to reposition.
Yeah, absolutely. And you saw in our second game, right? I bet you Davide was thinking, why is this Bleak Wind Storm doing so much damage? What the heck is this?
Right. The multipliers stack up real quick.
Yeah, exactly. All right, now let's move into Basculegion there. So what's with that speed tier there and that bulk?
Okay, that speed tier, Henkake is the spread master. It hits 108, which outspeeds most things you want to outspeed in Tailwind. It gets past that key 206 mark from the flutters. And the booster bundle, the non-booster bundles. And then 104 is slower than a lot of things under Trick Room. So that's sort of where we're aiming for that. I know a lot of mons trying to hit 103, 104, and we tried to speed creep for that, figuring those faster mons will hit in Tailwind and the slower ones will hit in Trick Room anyways.
You also need 107 for the Dragapult, which is relevant again in this format, right?
Right. Originally, we had a little less speed on the Landorus and the Basculegion, but I ran into the Kelder Bestie on the ladder, and I was just so nervous because he has that Chen Pao Dragapult combination, and we won that one, but with some different targeting it would have been toast because he outsped with that Dragapult. So we moved everything up just to respect it.
Exactly. That's I always say that 107 is an important mark in under Tailwind, so more relevant now than it was before because Dragapult is back within the meta. Let's go into Farigiraf there. I kind of know what that 92 does. I think that gets it to 208 or 207.
On the HP?
Yes.
I'm not sure. It's living most things. It will live a Terra Fairy Moonblast, unless there's a Chi-Yu on the field. So with the Fake Out, you usually live enough stuff to take it out. The Terra Fairy is great, just in front of the Chen Pao D-Knight. I mean, sometimes they'll carry Iron Head. Speaking of living, going back to the Basculegion, it's surprisingly bulky. It's going to live almost always a Chen Pao or Urshifu Sucker Punch. It always will live a Fluttermane Specs Shadow Ball. So that's just of the EVs that are important on the team. If you had to pick one stat, it would be Basculegion's bulk. That's what the key to the thing is, because in an end game you can 2v1 sometimes a Flutter and a Chi-Yu or any two mons sometimes if you get it in the right position.
Does it live a Wild Charge after Intimidate?
Oh yeah, it sure does, baby.
Yeah, I say that because that's what happened in our second game, right? It actually managed to live. And the Iron Hands these days are not max attack anyway, unlike this one right here.
Right,
so it's going to live, right? So speaking of max attack Iron Hands, tell us about that one.
Max attack Iron Hands just makes it so you can plow through games. Even when it's intimidated, its attack is higher than the Urshifu. And close combat, the difference between, the 85 or 90 base power on Draining Punch, that 120 is just a full other dimension, which really allows you to clear through teams under Trick Room, and sometimes they position around a lot. Wild Charge picks up almost all but the bulkiest flutters, and so it just really allows you to punch holes in their team. This is a team I hardly ever get up a second Trick Room. So you really need to make it through with 2.5, 3 KOs in that Trick Room. And the booster energy max attack close combat really allows you to do that. You can OHKO a lot of Heatrans and Rillabooms just with close combat, and they really aren't expecting that. It's very nice.
Yeah. How about the Adamant 156 Urshifu? Again, that's to the second EV bump there. How about the bulk there with 116 and 92 SPDF there?
Right. Unless they're running our Iron Hands, you're living any hit from it. And then mostly we hit the attack stat, hit the bump. We hit the speed we wanted to, which is 1 speed faster than that Tornadus.
Yep.
And then we just threw what we had into bulk. Urshifu, I think people forget, it's surprisingly bulky. If they don't have Sacred Sword, and I mean, even if they do, this really just sits on Chien-Pao. A lot of its attacks are 3 or 4 hit KOs on it. So that's something that's really nice with this team. Otherwise, the team's a little bit Chien-Pao weak if you're out of position. But this is just a mon that, it can always come. I mean, unless it's taking some super effective damage, it's going to live 2 or 3 hits. So.
Yeah, for sure. And then finally, Landorus is probably the more obvious of the 6. Your max attack, max speed with the 116 attack there to hit the benchmark, and then the rest literally just went into HP, it looks like, yeah?
Yep. It's pretty basic. I think our team I always think of it as a primary mode being the Iron Hands Farigiraf, but honestly, when I track my games, I only use that about a third of the time. A lot of the time, people are packing so much anti-Trick Room tech, from the non-prankster taunts to, heavy damage. And if you see a Chi Flutter, you just click Tailwind, and then usually Rock Slide. About half the time you flinch one of them, and then you KO the other 2 with a Bleak Wind Rock Slide follow-up. So it's really the glue that holds the team together and turns a whole bunch of negative matchups into overwhelmingly positive matchups.
Absolutely, yeah. Max speed Choice Scarf Landorus is very, very good, and it's underrated, and it can make a difference in a lot of games. I also built like a couple of teams with some viewers, and they wanted Choice Scarf Landorus, or they were not so confident in the scarf. I said, listen, just go max speed, Adamant Landorus, and you will love the Choice Scarf on it. And they do like it. You outspeed a lot of different things. All right, so thank you, Andrew. So now what we're gonna do is we're going to showcase the rental. So this way you too get a chance to try this amazing Farigiraf Basculegion Urshifu squad here. All right, folks, so there it is. There is the rental for this super cool double genie Basculegion Farigiraf. I don't even know what we call this. It's just a really, really dominant 1900 plus ladder team. So Andrew, thanks again for joining us on the channel. Is there anyone you want to shout out or thank at the moment here with the squad now that we have it on the screen?
Huge shout outs to Zibanded for doing the rental. None of us in our group were able to get it out there, and it's just so cool seeing this team out on the ladder, seeing people out using it. It's probably a little late, but we're sort of secretly hoping someone brings it to Worlds. So there it is if you want to bring it. It's a really strong team. Shout outs to Apocalyptic and Henkake. They're the best chefs in all of VGC. They cook up the craziest teams. Couldn't be here today, so I just wanted to give them the shout out, and hope you guys can all try the team.
Yeah, absolutely. And we also have a Google Doc where, you can always access that and take a look at some of their written descriptions on, just the team construction in general, the EV spreads, and how you can play the squad in certain ways. We'll link that in the video description below, and we'll link everyone that Andrew mentioned also in the video description below. So Andrew, the one thing I before we send it off is I have one last question. Is there anything at all about the team that you would consider changing right here, right now, today?
We've had some people test it, and they've tried different things. We used to have Swords Dance on the Iron Hands, which was really nice for the Galarian Moltres teams, for those bulkier Grimmsnarl teams, sort of an auto win, but Detect is so much more consistent. I like that. I've seen people put Ice Punch on there. The Urshifu slot, you could put Close Combat. We've also ran Heatran, Apocalyptic. She likes to run Hisuian Braviary. Basically, most things can fit into that 6 slot if you can change anything. But other than that, I mean, change it if you want it. I've seen people change the Farigiraf set, but I think everything here manages to have so much of an offensive presence, while also being bulky, that for this team, I don't think there's a lot you can change. But the other thing that's great is steal a few of these mons and slap them on your teams. They're great sets. Feel free to try it out. There's not just one right way to run the team. This is how I like it, but you know, maybe you'll like it if some fighting coverage there on Urshifu. I saw a match over in Australian Draft League where they dropped Taunt for Rain Dance, which allowed them to lead Basculegion and punch holes through things. So there's some room for creativity on the team, I think.
Oh, for sure, absolutely, and it's really cool that you can make a team that you yourself construct. Not you. Well, let me rephrase that. You and a bunch of others constructed and did well together with, and now the rest of the community has access to the team and they can give it a try themselves. So yeah, super cool. Thanks again, Andrew. And for those watching, we'll be back with another video in the next one, guys. Peace out and have a good one.